Hi everyone, my name's Irregular and welcome to my second YouTube video that I'll be uploading later on this week. But what I wanted to discuss today are the types of detox symptoms that you will experience through a carnivore diet. So if you have watched my first video, you would already know that I've been on this carnivore diet for about 6 weeks now, and my aim is 3 months. Now, if I feel like I want to continue on after that, that is something that I will decide when I come to the 3-month mark, and I will assess how I'm feeling and my progress and all the rest of it. So I will be discussing today detox symptoms that I have experienced, a couple in there that I haven't personally, but I have heard the types of symptoms that other people have experienced. So I hope you find this video informative, and please like, share and subscribe, and enjoy the video. So the first physical symptom that I noticed on a carnivore diet is the fact that especially early on, I was getting insomnia. So my thought process is, there's a lot of things that are changing within, the way you're consuming food and the changes that you're making within your daily routine. So what happens is you're increasing your metabolic rate. You are giving your digestive tract a huge break as well. And you're also adjusting your circadian rhythm. So I find that I get tired very early of a night, a lot earlier than I used to. So 8:30, 9 o'clock, I'm ready for bed. And I also notice that I do tend to wake up earlier. But throughout the night, especially in the first 3 weeks, I was waking up sort of 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and I had a lot of energy. I was just at a couple times there was a little bit of some heart palpitations, a sense of a little bit of anxiety, but I think that it was more my metabolic rate was speeding up, and I was waking up pumped pretty much, and it kind of kept me up for about an hour or so, and then I would just fall back to sleep. That did sort of alleviate sort of 2 weeks in, but the first 2 weeks I did notice that I was experiencing quite a bit of insomnia and irregular sleeping patterns. And that's all very normal. And there's a lot going on in your body when you are adjusting to such a drastic dietary change. So just go with it. Whenever you feel tired, have a lie down, just have a nap. If you can sort of nap throughout the day, it is a good thing. But just until your body gets used to the new way of consuming food and the sort of emotional approach of it and the emotional aspect of it, just go with it. Don't be too hard on yourself, and just go with the flow, basically. Now, another physical symptom that I noticed, and I would say more early on, the first 2 or 3 weeks, and most people on a carnivore diet will say the same thing. So obviously there are, your bowel movements are a little bit irregular at the beginning, and but it does kind of alleviate over sort of 2-3 weeks, and it does sort of calm down, and you do get into a bit of a rhythm after a while. So that may be going to the bathroom quite frequently or not going to the bathroom enough, but I do assure you that it does calm down over time. And you need to remember that it is a drastic dietary change, but you are basically sending your digestive tract, your large intestine especially, on a huge vacation, and it will love you for it. But for a while, it's going to look at you and go, what's happening? It's going to be in shock, and it's not going to know whether to release or absorb, because it's getting used to, the higher protein and fat content in your diet. And, it's a huge change. If you look at a normal sort of a standard diet, which includes carbohydrates, a lot of fiber. If you start to think how much strain you put your large intestine under, you start to realize that being on a carnivore diet is a lot more beneficial. And it just gives your whole system a bit of a break. So it is adjusting. It doesn't know when the next meal is coming. So it doesn't know how to process all the food that is sort of incoming. So just go with it. And it is something that will sort of calm down over time. So don't stress too much about that one. Now, another point that I want to sort of outline is keto flu or carnivore flu is kind of floating around at the moment. So the whole, I think that anyone that's on a carnivore or a keto diet for that matter, tends to, you're almost expecting like a big release to come. So that might be you end up getting a really huge sort of cold or flu within sort of 2 or 3 weeks. I'm still waiting for that. And the reason why I wanted to get online today and actually record a video is because I'm starting to feel a little bit sort of like something's coming. So, and a lot of people will kind of pick up on the fact that when you are about to sort of go through a little bit of a release, it's basically your body letting go of a lot of mucus and a lot of the detox, the toxins that are sort of embedded within the fat cells. So as you're on this carnivore diet and your consumption of protein and especially fats is increasing, what you'll notice is that your body will start releasing more and more. And usually people do get to a point where they do get a big flu. They're kind of wiped out sooner or later, and I'm still waiting for that, and I will document that when it does arrive because I'm expecting it to come, but it hasn't happened quite yet. So I think that the more symptoms that you have and the more unwell that you are, I think it kind of just takes longer for your body to reverse its situation and for your body to release all the toxins. So I know that it's going to be a little while longer before I experience that sort of flush out. And I am expecting to get a huge cold or flu in the coming weeks. So it is quite normal to experience that. And yeah, I'm not looking forward to it, but I know that I have to sort of just ride the wave. And I suggest that if you do experience that sort of a symptom while on a carnivore diet, that it's completely normal and you shouldn't worry about it. Another thing that I wanted to mention, which is, I was a bit naughty the other night and deviated a little bit away from my very strict carnivore diet. So what was the situation? Now, I was a little bit tired the other night and I could not be bothered making a dinner meal. And the person I was living with, he had some chicken left over, and but he had sauteed it in some salsa and a few other ingredients, and I thought I probably shouldn't have that, but I really can't be bothered cooking any dinner for myself. And he obviously had made too much, so I grabbed his meal and polished it off basically. Now what I wanted to outline with that is, you will find that if you do deviate away from a carnivore diet even slightly, then your body will be extra sensitive and your symptoms will kind of flare up a lot more than you would think. So I didn't expect to kind of react that way, but all the symptoms that I kind of was sort of that I did notice were going away suddenly all flared up just because I had a bit of chicken with some salsa on it, which meant tomato and a bit of garlic powder and some herbs and spices. And I thought that won't affect me, but it actually did. And a lot of people say that, when they deviate away from a carnivore diet after they've been on it for a while, and 6 weeks is a while, then they do notice that their symptoms flare up almost immediately. So that was a big kick up the butt for me. And, it is kind of hard to sort of digest the fact that even deviating away from your carnivore diet does sort of mean that, your symptoms come up that strongly. But it's just the way it is. Your body's adjusting, and you just got to pretty much accept the fact that your body doesn't like the things that you used to eat, and you've just got to keep on track. Obviously, until you get to a point where your health and vitality is strong enough that if you do eat a little bit of a naughty food now and then it's not going to affect you as much. So I think that while you're on that sort of a first initial healing 3-month carnivore journey, then you should be as strict as possible, because your gut hasn't healed. It is going through a big process, and it's not strong enough to withstand eating a cupcake or a bit of chocolate or having a little bit of alcohol. It's just not there yet. And you just got to accept the fact that you've got to be very strict with yourself and be very diligent, because, and you've got to give your, your digestive tract enough time to, reverse all the symptoms and all the situation that it's in. So just respect your body and, allow it to get to a point where it's strong enough to withstand, a little bit of deviation away from your diet. Another strange symptom that I actually picked up on while, especially in the early stages, and a lot of these symptoms I have felt within the sort of first 2-3 weeks. So another one was swollen lymph nodes. And that was fluctuating. It wasn't sort of constant. So I think that what happens is when you are on such a strict dietary regime, what happens is your body goes through peaks and troughs of being stagnant, and then sort of like having a sort of release, and then sort of going back down. So it does come in waves. And I did notice with my swollen lymph nodes, that's what was happening. So it would last about 2 days, and I think that it was just my body processing and detoxing all the bacteria and all the toxins that it was releasing. It does, toxins do tend to be flushed out through those kind of zones in the body, and it was very normal, and I was expecting that would happen. But that's one of the symptoms that you may notice, especially in the early stages. Now, as far as emotional sort of detox symptoms, what do they look like? There's 2 or 3 here that I noticed that a lot of people on a carnivore diet have noticed as well. So number 1, obviously, again, especially in the first 2 or 3 weeks, I personally noticed mood fluctuations. Now, you're changing your diet so much so that your intake in sugar is almost non-existent, and that is enough to send you batty, number 1. Number 2, if you are being very, very good, which I'm not quite there yet, but if you have quit your coffee as well, that's another layer of, that's another reason why, in the first 2-3 weeks, your mood will fluctuate. Obviously, having your coffee in the morning sort of like, gives you a big pickup, and not having that initially, I think will change your mood, especially in the mornings. But after the first 2-3 weeks, when your body has sort of released all the sugar and all the caffeine, which can take quite a while for your body to relax. I'm twisting my words. I'm just about to have another brain freeze. So yeah, bear with me. But mood fluctuations, especially on, expect that. Number 2, which is a really interesting thing that I noticed. Now, there is a theory that old trauma and old memories, and especially negative ones, and I'm talking, I would say I'm talking to both males and females, but especially females. I have a theory, and I have heard some sort of dialogue that suggests that past trauma and negative experiences are pretty much locked within your fat cells. So what's happening when you are on a high fat, high protein diet? Your body releases itself from the fight or flight state. So what does that mean? That means your body is comfortable enough, your hormones are balanced, a lot more balanced on a high protein, high fat diet. And that means that your body is releasing fat, which means that it's also releasing past trauma and negative experiences. So how can that manifest into a detox system while on a carnivore diet? You may have old memories that resurface, and you may not know why. And you may think that you have dealt with a lot of issues from your past, but and then suddenly notice that on a carnivore diet, you're thinking of some person that hurt your feelings 10 years ago, or a past relationship, or a past situation that you thought you processed, but in the meantime, there's a resurgence of feelings and old memories. And you do tend to find on a carnivore diet that you're troubleshooting a resurgence of emotional trauma. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. So it's very normal to have old memories and old sort of trauma come up, and that is because your body is in a state of feeling safe, because it is slowly releasing quite a bit of fat as well. And within those fat cells, you have sort of locked in a lot of past trauma. So it's a natural process, and there's I will make another video that sort of delves deeper into this aspect of the carnivore diet, but it's a very important one, and it's a very big part of your healing journey, and you need to acknowledge that. And you need to respect that this diet is a more holistic diet, and it will help you address a lot of other issues, and more issues than you thought. It's not just a lose weight sort of diet. It's not just a detox diet. It's also an emotionally detoxing diet. There's 2 or 3 levels, 2 or 3 layers that this carnivore diet is working on. And I will not go into it because I could go on for about half an hour on this topic, but I will make another video that sort of delves deeper into this side of things, especially for females on a carnivore diet. But do expect that a lot of this kind of stuff is going to resurface, and you're going to be forced to sit with it and actually process it. So again, I won't go into it right now, but just know that it's very, very normal, and it's almost expected on a carnivore diet. So don't fret. All's well, and yeah, I'll post another video on this specific topic. So I'm just signing off now. I hope you really enjoyed this video. I hope that it's been informative and it's given you some insight into what to expect. If you haven't started your journey with a carnivore diet, I hope this gives you enough forewarning to know what to expect, and to give you some confidence as to going forth and trying out this carnivore diet and seeing how it can help you. Please like, share, and subscribe. Please comment down below or ask any questions if you want me to cover anything as far as carnivore diets and the whole lifestyle around it. If you'd like to hear some content on something specific, let me know. But I'll see you in the next video. Bye.